Do you think that money only belongs to those born into rich families? Have you ever thought, I'm just living paycheck to paycheck? Investing and saving aren't for people like me? If yes, then this video is going to change your perspective. Today we're talking about a book that's for everyone who wants to go from absolutely broke to financially woke, with no magic, no false promises, just real and tested strategies. Broke Millennial by Erin Lowry is a book that teaches you how to escape the constant money crunch, get out of debt, and build a system where your money works for you. So stay tuned till the end, because every chapter hides a new financial mantra that can truly change your life. Let's begin with Invested Intellect, where books build a wealthy mindset. Chapter 1. Make friends with your money. Are you afraid of money? Do you panic when you look at your bank balance, or feel stressed at the end of the month wondering where all the money went? If yes, then you're not alone. But this is exactly where the journey of Broke Millennial begins, helping you face your fears and become friends with your finances. In this first chapter, author Erin Lowry teaches us something crucial. Ignoring your money is your biggest mistake. She says until you face the truth about your money, you can't achieve financial freedom. Know your money history, your own. The first step is to understand your own money story. Erin explains that every person has a financial history. Like, what were your experiences with money growing up? Was there scarcity? Did your parents argue about money? Or were you taught to save from a young age? All of these experiences shape your current financial behavior. The author gives us a small exercise. Sit down with a paper and pen. Recall your past experiences with money. Write down what you learned about money as a child. This self-reflection will help you understand how you think about money today. Money, a tool, not a feeling. Erin says, money is just a tool, not your enemy. But most of us are emotionally attached to it. Guilt, shame, anxiety. This chapter's goal is to stop you from avoiding money and start understanding it. Face the truth. Now comes the most important part, an honest check of your financial status. How much money do you have? How much debt? What are your monthly expenses? Are you saving? Erin calls this facing your finances, knowing the truth about your money. This step may seem difficult, but if you want to manage your money, skipping it is like building a house without laying the foundation. A question for you. How many times have you deliberately avoided checking your bank statement just out of fear that something might be wrong? Now imagine, what would happen if you let go of that fear? Are you ready to understand, embrace, and take control of your money again? In the next chapter, we'll learn, once you've befriended your money, what's the first real step? The art of budgeting. Chapter 2. Budgeting doesn't restrict you, it sets you free. When you hear the word budget, what comes to mind? Restrictions, tightness, no more fun? But Erin Lowry says, budgeting is the key to freedom, not its obstacle. Budget equals guilt-free spending. Erin says in this chapter that budgeting allows you to spend without guilt. Meaning, if you've allocated your money wisely, you can shop, travel, or pursue a hobby without the fear of draining your bank account. How to start budgeting. Erin shares a simple approach, which we can call the 3-bucket budget. 1. Needs: rent, groceries, electricity bills, transportation. 2. Wants: dining out, OTT subscriptions, shopping. 3. Savings and debt repayment, emergency funds, investments, loan payments. Once you divide your income across these 3 categories, you can clearly see where your money is flowing and where you need control. Zero-based budgeting versus 50/30/20 rule. Lowry explains 2 budgeting models. 1. Zero-based budgeting. Every single rupee has a job. Your income minus expenses, including savings, should equal 0. 2. 50/30/20 rule. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings and debt. This is perfect for those who don't like too much detail. Financial self-awareness. Another crucial point in this chapter is, know yourself. Are you an emotional spender? Do you shop out of boredom? Do you forget your plan when you see a sale? Lowry says understanding your own habits is more important than budgeting, because if you don't recognize your triggers, you won't be able to change your spending behavior. A fun way to save money. The author offers a fun idea: spend tracking challenges. Take a 7, 21, or 30-day challenge. Track every single expense, even a 10 rupees tea. At the end of the month, reward yourself, but within the budget. A question for you. Have you ever actually created a personal budget, or do you still tell yourself every month, this time I'll spend less, and then repeat the same story? Now is the time to stop running from your budget and start embracing it, because that is your first real step toward freedom. In the next chapter, we'll learn how to deal with debt and how credit cards can be your allies, not enemies. Chapter 3. Fighting debt. Your credit card isn't the enemy, it can be your ally. Whenever we hear the words debt or credit card, we feel a certain fear. But Erin Lowry explains that if used wisely, a credit card can be your helper, not a destroyer. What's the real problem? Lowry says most people are afraid of credit cards, but they should actually be afraid of their habits. Because plastic cards don't destroy your finances, your mindset about spending does. Understand the power of credit cards. Lowry presents the credit card as a tool, just like a knife. Use it correctly, and it helps you cook, misuse it, and it can hurt you. Let's learn how to use credit cards wisely. 1. Pay the full balance on time. Always pay the entire bill on time every month, not just the minimum due. Because minimum payment means you're feeding interest, not killing your debt. 2. Track your spending. Lowry says treat your credit card like a debit card. Keep an eye on every transaction. 3. Build your credit score, don't break it. Using your credit card responsibly improves your credit score, which is crucial for future loans, home EMIs, even jobs. Your score is your financial reputation, so protect it. 4. Use credit cards only for necessary expenses. Impulse purchases, saw it, bought it, are your biggest enemy. Lowry says only spend on your credit card what you could have paid with a debit card. Bonus tip: if you're a beginner, start with a secured credit card. You deposit money first, and your limit is based on that deposit. This reduces risk. What does this chapter teach us? A credit card is a tool, not a trap. Timely payments, limited spending, and proper tracking can save you from financial stress. You control your money, not the plastic card. A question for you. Do you control your credit card, or does it control you? Erin Lowry says that until you fully understand how credit works, your dream of financial freedom remains incomplete. In the next chapter, we'll learn how to break free from the debt trap and pull yourself out. Chapter 4. The Debt Trap. The real strategy to get out of debt. Have you ever felt like you're just paying EMIs month after month, but your debt never seems to go down? In this chapter, Erin Lowry discusses a very common but serious problem: how to deal with rising debt and how to break free from this vicious cycle. Why is getting out of debt so important? Lowry says debt doesn't just eat away at your bank balance, it also consumes your mental health, self-confidence, and your future freedom. When you're trapped in debt, freedom is impossible. Erin Lowry. Step 1. How big is your debt? Lowry's first step is a reality check. That means, what's the total amount you owe? To whom do you owe it? What are the interest rates? How much are you paying monthly? Write the full picture of your debt on paper. Because if you can't see it, you can't fight it. 2 smart strategies to pay off debt. Erin Lowry talks about 2 main methods. 1. Debt snowball method. Start by paying off the smallest debt first. Use the momentum from that win to tackle the next one. Slowly, even the big debts start melting away. This works psychologically because small wins give you fast motivation. 2. Debt avalanche method. Start with the debt with the highest interest rate. This helps you save more money in the long term. Lowry says the choice depends on your mindset and situation. If you want quick results, go with snowball. If you want more savings, go with avalanche. Autopay and budgeting, 2 secret weapons. Lowry suggests setting some payments on autopay so you never miss them. Also, create a zero-based budget where every dollar has a job. Every dollar should be told where to go, or it will wander off. One more important point. If your debt is too large, consider debt consolidation or negotiation. Lowry says many companies are willing to reduce your interest or modify your payment plan. You just have to ask. What should we learn from this chapter? Running from debt won't help. Facing it is the first step. By adopting one of these 2 smart strategies, you can pay off any debt. And most importantly, this is a battle of your mindset. Now a question for you. Can you start planning today to pay off your smallest debt? Broke Millennial teaches us. No matter how broken you feel, you can rebuild. You just have to begin. In the next chapter, we'll learn what is your relationship with money and can it be changed? Chapter 5. Money and relationships when hearts and wallets collide. Money isn't just about bank accounts, it's deeply connected to our relationships. In this chapter, Erin Lowry discusses how money affects our relationships, especially in love, friendship, and family. When love and money mix, Lowry says today's generation, especially millennials, often face dilemmas like: who pays for dinner? Is your partner's debt your responsibility too? If incomes are different, how do you split expenses? According to Erin, the earlier and more honestly you discuss these topics, the better. Hidden financial truths can break relationships later. Don't be afraid of the money talk. Lowry teaches us that talking about money in a relationship isn't shameful. It's a sign of a healthy relationship. Talk early, talk clearly, and talk often. She suggests being clear about any existing loans or debts, your financial goals, spending habits, whether or not you plan to have joint accounts, how to handle money while dating. If someone feels uncomfortable spending every time, it doesn't mean they're stingy. Maybe they're working on budgeting. Lowry says, don't be judgmental about money. Be honest. While dating, you can plan creative, budget-friendly dates so you don't lose the love or the money. When family asks for money, this is a very sensitive topic. Lowry says when a family member needs money, ask yourself these 3 questions. 1. Can I afford to give this money without harming myself? 2. Is this a gift or a loan? 3. Could this affect the relationship? If it's a loan, put everything in writing, like an agreement. Money with friends. How do you split bills during group dinners? What if a friend keeps borrowing money and never returns it? Lowry's advice: set boundaries. Friendship and finances both need clarity, or one day you might lose both. What should we learn from this chapter? Talking about money in relationships is difficult, but necessary. Honesty, boundaries, and clear expectations protect your financial and emotional well-being. Deep relationships aren't built with money, but with money wisdom. Now a question for you. Have you ever felt uncomfortable talking about money in a relationship? And how did you handle it? That's the beauty of this book. It doesn't just teach you how to manage money, it teaches you how to live with money. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to stay financially balanced when life goes off track. Chapter 6. When Life Derails, Managing Money in Crisis. In this chapter, Erin Lowry discusses a crucial but often ignored topic: being financially prepared when life takes an unexpected turn, whether it's job loss, a medical emergency, or sudden major expenses. If you're not prepared in advance, these situations can break you from within. Emergency fund, your financial shield. According to Lowry, every person should build an emergency fund, and ASAP. An emergency fund is your parachute. It saves you from a financial freefall. She says that if your income is unstable, an emergency fund becomes even more critical. How much should be in your emergency fund? Lowry suggests at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses. If you're a freelancer or don't have a stable job, aim for 6 to 9 months. Keep this fund in a place where you can easily access it in an emergency, like a high-yield savings account but out of everyday sight. How to build an emergency fund. Erin says don't look at it as a big mountain. Break it into small, achievable goals. For example, first save $5,000, then $10,000, then 1 month's expenses, then 3 months. These small wins will give you motivation. What if you don't have a fund and a crisis hits? Lowry advises that if you're caught in a crisis without an emergency fund, 1. Quickly review your expenses. What can you cut immediately? 2. Look for additional income, part-time work, gigs, freelancing. 3. Avoid using credit cards, or you'll sink deeper into debt. What do we learn from this chapter? Life can go off track anytime. Being prepared with money is your safety net. An emergency fund is the foundation of your financial independence. Start small, but start now. Now think, if something unexpected happened tomorrow, would you be ready? Lowry says money can't control everything, but being prepared gives you power over something. In the next chapter, we'll learn, where is your money going? And how can you track it properly? Chapter 7. Where is your money going? How to track expenses effectively. Erin Lowry begins this chapter with a straightforward question. Do you know where your money goes every month? Most people answer, no, it just gets spent. And that is the biggest problem. The importance of money tracking. According to Lowry, if you truly want to be rich, you have to track your money's movement. Just like a detective investigates a case. She says, you can only control your money when you know where it's going. Simple steps to track spending. Erin gives us 3 simple steps to easily track your expenses. 1. Pull out your expenses for the last 3 months. Review your bank statements and card transactions. 2. Categorize each expense: rent, food, travel, entertainment, subscriptions, etc. 3. Look for patterns. Where's the most going? Is it necessary? Once you do this exercise, you'll see the real picture of your spending behavior. Use tools. Lowry recommends using digital tools and apps like Mint, YNAB, you need a budget. Spreadsheets, if you prefer manual. Pick any tool, but the most important thing is to stick with it. It may feel exhausting at first, but soon it'll become your biggest financial habit. I don't earn enough. Stop that excuse. Lowry says people who say, I don't make enough to track, are usually the ones who need tracking the most. When you track your expenses, you realize where you're wasting money. Maybe frequent eating out or useless subscriptions. Understand your mind's tricks. Lowry also explains how we often spend emotionally. When we're sad, we shop. When we're bored, we order online. If you become mindful while spending, your financial habits will change drastically. Key takeaways from this chapter. If you don't know where your money's going, you'll never send it where you want. Tracking expenses isn't about restriction. It's about awareness. Once you understand, only then can you take control. Erin Lowry reminds us, every expense is a choice. And once you see it, better choices become easier. Now get ready for the next chapter, where we'll discuss budgeting. It's not a cage, it's the path to freedom. Chapter 8. Budgeting, a roadmap to freedom, not a restriction. In this chapter, Erin Lowry busts a very common myth. Budgeting is not a punishment. It's the path to your financial freedom. Many people get scared just hearing the word budget. They feel like life is over now. No vacations, no eating out, no shopping. But Lowry explains that budgeting actually gives you the power to spend as you wish, without guilt and without debt. What is a budget? Erin says, a budget is simply giving your money a plan, so every dollar takes you closer to your life goals. It turns your income into intentional, purposeful spending. 4 simple steps to build a budget. 1. Know your income. How much salary are you getting? Do you have any side income? 2. Track your expenses. As you learned in the previous chapter, rent, food, travel, entertainment, savings, etc. 3. Set limits for each category. Not more than $80 on food. Keep subscriptions under $5, etc. 4. Review monthly. Are you within your budget? Where did you overspend? Where did you save? Types of budgets. Erin also shares some popular budgeting styles. 1. Zero-based budget. Assign a job to every dollar. Nothing extra should remain. 2. 50/30/20ths rule. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings/debt repayment. 3. Values-based budget. Spend according to your life values. For example, if travel is important, allocate more funds there. Why are people scared of budgeting? Lowry explains that people often avoid budgeting for 3 main reasons. 1. They think it's too complicated. 2. They fear life will stop being fun. 3. They feel ashamed of how much they waste. But she says, a budget is not your enemy, it's your best friend. It not only helps you save money today, but also leads you toward fulfilling your bigger dreams tomorrow. An inspiring example. Lowry shares the story of a woman who adopted a values-based budget for 1 year. She saved $15,000 and went on her dream trip to Europe without taking a single loan. It happened only because she aligned every expense with a purpose. Key lesson from this chapter. Budget equals plan for freedom. When you plan your money, you're planning your life. A budget doesn't tie you down with guilt. It connects you to better decisions. At the end of the chapter, Erin says, creating a budget is like taking the steering wheel of your life into your own hands. So now you decide, will you keep chasing your money, or will you teach your money to follow you? In the next chapter, we'll address a question almost every young person asks. Should I ask my parents for money? Chapter 9. Can I ask my parents for money? In this chapter, Erin Lowry touches on a very emotional and sensitive topic. Is it okay to take financial help from your parents once you're an adult? In today's world, with an uncertain job market, crushing student loans, and sky-high inflation, many millennials find themselves needing financial support at some point. But the question is, does this hurt our self-respect? Or can it be a smart financial decision? Asking for money equals failure? Lowry says many young adults feel that asking their parents for money means they've failed. But she explains, failure is not when you ask for help. Failure is when you go deeper into trouble without a plan. When should you ask for help? Erin says consider these 3 points before asking. 1. Is this a one-time emergency or a recurring need? If it's a situation like a medical emergency, asking is the wise thing to do. 2. Do you have a repayment plan? If yes, there's no need to feel guilty. 3. Are there clear boundaries between you and your parents, so that emotional pressure doesn't build up? It's not just about the money. Lowry explains that money exchanges in families often lead to emotional entanglements. I paid for your education, and now you don't even listen to me. You're asking for money because your spending habits are out of control. So Erin emphasizes, before taking financial help, understand the emotional expectations too. If you do take help, Lowry offers some crucial suggestions. Make a written agreement, how much is being borrowed, and when it will be returned. Consider paying interest to show that you take it seriously. Share a financial plan, how you plan to get out of this situation. A key tip, even if your parents offer money as a gift, clear communication is vital, so there's no resentment or pressure later. An inspiring example, Erin shares the story of a young man in NYC who lost his job. His parents helped cover his rent for 3 months, but at the end of each month, he had to submit a report on his job hunt efforts. This built a sense of responsibility, and he landed a job within 2 months. Key lesson from this chapter. Taking money from parents isn't wrong, but responsibility and transparency are essential. Asking for help isn't a weakness. It can be part of your financial wisdom. Clear communication and planning save you from guilt. Erin concludes, asking for money doesn't have to be the end of your story. It can be a new chapter if you write it wisely. Now the next question. If I'm married, should I hide money from my partner? In the next chapter, we'll explore financial trust and privacy in relationships. Chapter 10. Should I keep money hidden from my partner? In this chapter, Erin Lowry raises a very important and delicate issue. How do love and money mix? And is financial transparency necessary for a healthy relationship? Many people don't share full details about their income, expenses, debts, or savings with their partner. But the question is this privacy or betrayal? Where does money stand in love? Lowry says that every relationship, whether new or married, is a form of financial teamwork. But many people engage in what she calls financial infidelity. Examples include hidden credit card bills, secret savings accounts, lying about how much something really cost. Why do people hide money? Lowry explains a few reasons why people do this. 1. Shame or guilt, overspending and being afraid of how the partner will react. 2. Past trauma, seeing money fights growing up can make people scared to share everything. 3. Desire for independence. The mindset of, it's my money, I'll spend it how I want, can lead to secrecy. Erin's perspective. She says, hiding money isn't avoiding a problem, it's creating a bigger one. If your partner finds out you've hidden something, it can break trust and damage the relationship. So what's the solution? Lowry offers some great tips. 1. Have a financial date night. Sit down and talk about money. How much income do we have? What are the expenses? How much debt is there? 2. Balance joint plus separate accounts. Share some expenses, but keep room for personal needs too. 3. Be honest early on. At the start of the relationship, be clear about your financial situation. A real-life example, Lowry tells the story of a couple where the husband secretly took out a large personal loan. When it came to light, the marriage nearly broke. But with the help of a financial therapist, they understood the hiding wasn't betrayal. It came from fear and shame. Key lesson from this chapter. Financial transparency is the foundation of a strong relationship. If you're in love, hiding money can slowly rot that relationship from within. Communication, clarity, and trust. These 3 things can save both your money and your relationship. Erin concludes, hiding money doesn't save a relationship. It slowly destroys it. If you want to earn and live together, you have to talk about money together too. Next up, a big topic. If I'm getting married, should I get a prenup? Is that a sign of mistrust from the start, or just smart planning? Chapter 11. Should I get a prenuptial agreement? Marriage means love, trust, but does it also mean ignoring financial protection? In this chapter, Erin Lowry openly talks about a very sensitive and often avoided topic, the prenuptial agreement, commonly known as a prenup. What is a prenuptial agreement? In simple terms, it's a legal contract that couples create before getting married. It outlines how assets acquired during the marriage will be divided, what happens in case the marriage ends, who will retain prior debts or responsibilities, why might you need one. Lowry says it's not just for the wealthy. It's a financial tool that protects your hard-earned money, especially if one of you earns significantly more, one partner already has assets or investments, there are children or alimony obligations from a previous relationship. But isn't this a sign of distrust in love? Erin says, a prenup doesn't weaken love. It's a smart way to prepare for life's uncertainties. Just like we get life insurance, it doesn't mean we want to die, it means we're responsible. How to start the conversation. Lowry explains that this topic can be tough to bring up, but a few strategies can help. 1. Start early. Talk openly about financial topics before marriage, especially if your financial backgrounds differ. 2. See it as a team discussion. Frame it from a we perspective instead of me versus you. 3. Consult a lawyer. Laws vary by state, so professional legal advice is necessary. Important to note, creating a prenup doesn't mean you expect your marriage to fail. It means you're prepared if life gets complicated. Love is vital in marriage, but without trust in money matters, relationships struggle. An example, Lowry shares a story of a couple. The husband was building a startup. The wife worked a stable government job. Their incomes, financial risk, and career paths were vastly different. They created a prenup before marriage, which gave them the confidence that, if the relationship worked, everything would be shared. If they ever separated, things would end respectfully. The biggest takeaway from this chapter, talking is the most important thing, whether it's about love or money. A prenuptial agreement isn't just about protecting assets, it's a builder of financial trust. If you truly want your relationship to stay secure and respectful in the future, don't avoid these conversations. In the next chapter, Erin discusses what to do if your partner is drowning in debt. Can love carry that burden too? Chapter 12. What to do when your partner is drowning in debt. Love can forgive anything, but does that include debt? In this chapter, Erin Lowry dives into a common yet stressful scenario, when your partner is burdened with serious debt and you're thinking about marriage. Facing the truth, Lowry says you can hide a lot in love, but debt isn't one of those things. When two people enter a relationship, their past comes with them. If that past includes student loans, credit card debt, or personal loans, ignoring it can be a major mistake. First step, have the courage to talk. Erin is clear. Knowing the truth comes first. You should directly ask your partner, how much debt are they in? What kind of debt is it? Student loan, credit card, tax dues, etc. How much is the monthly payment? What's their plan to pay it off? Red flags. Lowry points out some warning signs to watch for. 1. Your partner avoids the conversation. 2. They don't make monthly loan payments. 3. Their credit card balance keeps rising. 4. They dodge financial responsibilities. In such cases, it's important to think carefully before marrying. Be a team, not a teacher. Erin emphasizes, if your partner is trying to improve, support them, don't shame them. Don't become their financial parent, become their financial partner. Work together on budgeting, debt repayment plans, and motivation. Practical action plan. Erin offers these tips. 1. Do joint financial planning. Create a budget and shared goals. 2. Keep debt transparent. Have monthly check-ins on debt progress. 3. Avoid joint accounts. Wait until the debt is under control before merging finances. 4. Be supportive but set boundaries. Don't shoulder their mistakes. A lesson through a story. Lowry tells of a woman whose boyfriend had $50,000 in debt. She panicked, but instead of walking away, she started a conversation. They created a plan together and cleared the debt in a few years. Their relationship became even stronger. This chapter's lesson: financial transparency is essential in love. If your partner is genuinely trying to improve, walk with them, but don't put your own financial health at risk. Trust your relationship, but don't turn a blind eye. In the next chapter, Erin discusses, should you open a joint bank account? Chapter 13, When Love and Money Collide. In this chapter, Erin Lowry explores how money conversations often go unspoken in relationships. But if you want your relationship to be strong and long-lasting, financial transparency is key. She emphasizes that couples should openly discuss income, expenses, debt, and financial goals. This builds trust and reduces financial stress. Erin offers tips on making awkward money talks healthier, like setting up money dates or building budgets together. Now, an important question. Have you ever sat down with your partner and honestly shared your financial reality? Chapter 14. Learn to speak the language of money. In this chapter, Erin explains why financial literacy, knowing the language of money, is essential. She says if you don't understand money, you can never control it. Learning basic concepts like compound interest, credit scores, tax brackets, and investing terms helps you build a solid financial base. She encourages readers to learn little by little each week. These skills will help for a lifetime. Something to think about. Have you ever asked yourself, do I speak the language of money? If not, maybe now is the right time to start. Chapter 15. Build your financial team. Here, Erin Lowry discusses how managing money doesn't have to be a solo task. Building the right financial support system is just as important. Who might be on your team? A trustworthy tax professional, a financial planner, an insurance agent, and sometimes a lawyer. She emphasizes understanding professionals' credentials and fees before hiring and making sure they align with your financial goals. Many people assume these pros are only for the rich, but the right advice can protect your money in the long run. Now ask yourself, what would your ideal financial team look like? Chapter 16. Learn to have the money talk. In this chapter, Erin tackles a much-needed but often avoided skill, talking about money. Whether it's about splitting rent with a roommate, planning finances with a partner, or borrowing from family, one thing is common: honest, timely, and clear communication. Lowry offers practical tools to make awkward conversations easier. How to start the conversation, the right way to ask or offer money, setting boundaries, and learning to say no. For example, if a friend constantly insists on expensive dining, how do you say no without hurting the friendship? Lowry says, transparency and self-respect can go hand in hand. A thoughtful question: are you comfortable talking about money with the people closest to you? If not, what's holding you back? Chapter 17. How to start investing, conquer the fear. In this chapter, Erin Lowry addresses the biggest obstacle to investing: fear and confusion. Many millennials believe investing is only for the rich or that it's too complicated. But Erin calls that a myth. The truth is, you can start small and you don't need a finance degree. She emphasizes, start early, even with small amounts, because time money. Use simple, low-risk options like index funds. Take advantage of employer retirement plans like 401k. Most importantly, don't fear market ups and downs. It's a long-term game. Lowry explains in simple terms how even a small, automatic monthly investment can slowly lead to wealth building. A key question: have you held back from investing just because you lack information or feel scared? Then ask yourself, is not starting actually more risky? Chapter 18. The importance of credit score. It's the key to your financial future. In this chapter, Erin Lowry explains the real power of a credit score and why it's not just a number, but your financial report card. She shares, your credit score determines loan interest rates, housing eligibility, and even some jobs. A good score unlocks low interest, better credit cards, and more financial opportunities. To improve your score, Lowry advises, Pay bills on time, keep credit usage low, maintain old credit accounts, avoid multiple hard inquiries. She also recommends checking your credit report annually for free on platforms like linktoannualcreditreport.com. One last thought-provoking question. Is your credit score quietly controlling your life decisions without you even realizing it? Chapter 19. Do you even need a credit card? Use it wisely. In this chapter, Erin Lowry raises a very honest question. Do you really need a credit card? She explains that a credit card can be a powerful tool, but if used recklessly, it can turn into a trap. This chapter discusses the benefits of credit cards, rewards, cash back, improving your credit score, emergency help. The drawbacks of credit cards, high interest rates, the risk of overspending, the possibility of falling into debt. Erin emphasizes one important point. If you can pay off the full bill each month, a credit card is beneficial. But if you're only making the minimum payment, you might slowly sink into debt. She advises that if you haven't been able to set a budget or control your spending yet, keep your distance from credit cards for now. A straightforward question for you. Can you handle a credit card smartly, or will it handle you? Chapter 20. How to talk to your partner about money. Let love and money coexist. In this chapter, Erin Lowry addresses a topic that most people avoid: talking openly about money with your partner. She explains that financial tension is one of the biggest reasons for arguments and breakups in relationships. But if you maintain transparency from the start, it can strengthen the relationship. In this chapter, you'll learn. Start financial conversations early, especially when the relationship gets serious. It's important to understand each other's core money beliefs, how you spend, saving habits, and your views on debt. Don't avoid the tough questions. How much debt do you have? How much do you save each month? What are your future financial plans? Erin also suggests some financial date ideas. For example, sitting down once a month to discuss budgets and goals, making financial planning a teamwork process. Think about this. You share everything with your partner, so why not talk about money too? Chapter 21. When you need money. Asking for help isn't a shame. In this chapter, Erin Lowry addresses a very sensitive but important topic. What should you do when you really need money? She explains that there might come times in life when our savings run out, an emergency arises, or an unexpected big expense shows up. During such times, it's essential to 1. Accept your situation. Going through financial struggles is an emotional stress, but the first step is to accept the situation instead of hiding it. 2. Let go of shame and guilt. Erin says asking for a loan, help, or government assistance is not shameful. The shame lies in ignoring your needs and pushing yourself into a worse situation. 3. Make smart choices. Ask for help from family or friends, but with a clear repayment plan. Opt for low-interest loan schemes. Differentiate between needs and wants, and control your spending immediately. 4. Seek community support and government schemes. In the U.S., there are programs like food stamps and health assistance. In India, there are also many government relief schemes that can be utilized properly. 5. Trust yourself. The most important thing is that this phase will pass. Your responsibility today is a step toward financial freedom tomorrow. Final message. Asking for help when needed is not a weakness, but rather wisdom. Chapter 22. Take control of your financial journey. The reins are in your hands now. In the final chapter of Broke Millennial, Erin Lowry teaches us a very important lesson. The true impact of what you've learned so far will only show when you take action. This chapter serves as both a recap and an inspirational source. 1. What does financial independence mean? It's not just about becoming rich. It means you control your money, not the other way around. You know where to spend and where not to. You decide what your life goals are and how to achieve them. 2. Everyone's path is different. Erin reminds us that there's no perfect way in financial journeys. Your career, income, and responsibilities are unique. So instead of comparing yourself, embrace your own path. 3. Take small steps, big differences will follow. Start with a small, automatic savings plan. Cut down on one expense each month. Set a new financial goal. These small steps will transform you from broke to financially confident. 4. Don't wait, start now. Erin says, you don't need to make it perfect, you just need to keep going. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Just start. So friends, now that you've learned all the financial lessons from this book, it's time to implement them in your life. Your future is in your hands, and you can make it extraordinary. So friends, this was the story of Broke Millennial, an ordinary person who becomes a smart money manager by changing their financial mindset and habits. If you've listened carefully, you'll now know that changing the way you think about money is the first and most important step. Remember, big goals aren't achieved just by having big money. They're achieved through proper planning and small, smart habits. If you liked this video, don't forget to like it, comment below with your biggest money struggle, and subscribe to Invested Intellect, because here, every week, you get books that make you financially smart and mentally rich. See you in the next video with a new book and a new mindset. Until then, remember, wealth begins in the mind, not in the wallet.